it says.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So I like the question that you have put there because I think that's a good guiding question. And I like the selection of articles because you are representing not just the Western school, but you're also representing the more Eastern perspectives, right? So this is good. Now,
Okay.
what have you understood so far?
Okay, so okay, how do I construct this? I'm not sure if I am even answering the question correctly, but by examining the approaches, the ideas, and world literature from uh, Goethe and Tchaikovsky, and towards the latest meanings, I also sort of like the new perspective could pave ways for literary works to come forth, I mean, to the market of the world. Also, by focusing on, remember that I think in the last class I mentioned on the responsible agents, meaning the scholars, universities, publishing houses, and also the market, right? I'm not sure if the scope is big or if it's too narrow or if it's too much, but this is what I get so far in the span of like 2 days. I'm so sorry, doctor. And then I wasn't sure that I could use the articles that we discussed in class, with which is the Anglophone and also the reflections on the crisis of comparative literature. But I included it anyway because I think it helped me um, see, or I think it helped me how do I say this, strengthen my argument on responsible agents and the market better in a way.
I like this responsible agents.
Yeah, I don't know if it's right to actually word it like that.
So these are your actual words, responsible
Yeah,
agent.
because oh sorry, doctor, because when I Google who decides the best literature, right? Um, it actually appears like, oh, professionals and established societies. So these are all agents, but they are somewhat responsible, right? So I came up with that.
Um, Hang on.
Mm.
Okay. Was there any particular article that you read
Mm-hmm.
that helped inform you of this thesis, that there is a need for certain quote unquote agents or parties to participate in the ongoing dialogue about comparative literature in order for comparative literature to have a more significant role in the literature departments in the 21st century. Is there any one article, or is there anything in any of the articles that you read that kind of triggered this idea in you?
To be honest, it is the third essays here, the reflections on the crisis of comparative literature that we discussed in class. Because in the article, both of them mention on oh, I forgot the word, criticis. No, what do they call it? Oh God, like comparatives. Sorry, comparatives, and also scholars, literary scholars, and also in who decides the United Nations of Great Books. I think they have mentioned. I'm not sure what, but it also triggered me to use. I mean, compile all in responsible agents, but I can change it if
No,
it's,
no,
I mean,
no.
too much.
Sure. That's what's your background, Shah? What was your
Create,
first degree?
creative writing.
Creative writing. Okay.
Mm,
You see, honestly, that is the one of the skills that you need to develop at the graduate level, the ability to conceptualize. I'll share with you my own personal experience at the graduate level. One of
Okay.
my professors at the graduate level said that that's the thing that he found, because he was Australian. He passed away, so he
Oh,
was Australian and he came to Malaysia as a visiting professor.
okay.
His experience showed to him
Mm-hmm.
that Malaysian students, even though we read well and we understand our stuff quite well,
Mm,
we are challenged in a way in our ability to conceptualize ideas. Meaning, you read broadly, but how well can you conceptualize the ideas that you read into key thoughts,
mm,
or into abstract ideas that can then be used as maybe methodology for analysis. So what you have done by coining this term responsible agents
mm-hmm.
based on your understanding of what you have read
Mm-hmm.
is exactly what you need to do. That's exactly
Okay.
what, don't apologize for your choice of words, but define what you mean by it. So when you
Okay.
say quote unquote responsible agents, that
Mm-hmm.
is what we call a construct. So
Okay.
you have coined a construct. All right.
Okay.
At my PhD level, I also coined a few constructs. But the
Okay.
constructs that we coin, it has to be based on scholarship. It has to be
Oh.
based on things that we are reading. So, what do you mean by responsible agents? Who are the responsible agents, and what kind of actions do they need to demonstrate to show a
Mm.
sense of responsibility?
Yeah.
So all these questions will be answered through the essays that you review.
Okay.
So that's exactly the assignment.
Okay.
That's all you have to do.
I worried
You
over this
understand?
thing.
Yeah. So it does require a lot. If you remember from one of the videos, I forget which one, I think it
Mm.
was Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
It requires a lot of thinking on your part to reach a synthesis of an idea in order to answer this question. How do you conceive the state of comparative literature in the 21st century?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly the journey that you are taking,
Okay.
reading broadly, understanding each essay, and then
Yeah.
figuring out what exactly are they saying?
Yeah.
What exactly are they suggesting? Okay, this is what I think they are suggesting. So that becomes your thesis,
Mm.
right? So then you have to unpack who are the agents,
Mm.
and in your discussion you may find that, okay, I can't be talking about all the agents. I may
Mm.
focus on maybe one or two. uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
would 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 university departments
Mm.
that offers comparative literature, would they be part of the agents? Of course they would,
Mm.
right? But for the purpose of your discussion, you might not want to bring that into the discourse. You may put them aside. What about
Mm.
literary scholars? What about the publishers? What
Mm.
about the students? What about the authors,
Mm.
so
Yeah.
so you might say, look, when it comes to quote unquote responsible agents
Mm.
of comparative literature, or of the study of comparative literature,
Mm.
there are many. According to so and so, these are some possible agents, but he calls it something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the
Yeah.
purpose of today's discussion, I will focus primarily on who? On the students of comparative literature,
Mm.
on the faculty members of the Department of Comparative Literature, on the scholars of who are you going to focus on, right?
Mm.
And
Okay.
all these ideas that you are coming up with, it is informed by these articles. These are not
Yeah.
your thoughts,
Yeah, it's
because you have not you're not part of the conversation just yet. You're not a professor of comparative literature like
of course.
David Damrosch. He's a
Mm.
professor of comparative literature. He's
Yeah.
been in the field for a long time, so
Mm-hmm.
he's making these statements based on his experience as a researcher, as a teacher, as a student of the
Yeah.
subject.
Mm.
Now, in your case, you are coming at the front end of the conversation, not the middle or the tail end. You're very much
Mm.
at the forefront of your own journey.
Mm-hmm.
So, based on what you have read, you are making these statements,
Mm.
right? So
Yeah.
that's it. That's all assignment one is asking from you, which is to develop an opinion.
Okay. Development opinion.
Assignment one
Right.
is asking you to develop an opinion. And what is the
Mm.
opinion based on?
Yeah.
The bits that you have read, whatever
Mm-hmm.
read. So the more extensive your reading, the more pronounced your opinion will be.
Okay.
Okay, so it's no longer just an opinion, it becomes a hypothesis
Okay.
because
Hmm.
the hypothesis is backed up with reviews
Yes.
of literatures. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just an opinion, it's not just hearsay. You know what, this is what I think comparative literature. No, it's no longer that. It's a
Mm.
hypothesis that you will then prove in
Mm.
the course of your semester.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Okay.
and and, and we want to share these hypotheses with your classmates for them to then say, oh, interesting, I never thought about it that way.
Mm.
I never thought of comparative literature in the 21st century from this perspective.
Mm.
So that's the whole idea of the first assignment. That's it. You've got
Okay.
it. Now it's just backing up
Mm.
backing up your statement with relevant citations from the essays. You don't have to talk about the essays
Mm.
in its entirety. You don't have to talk about conjunctures of world literatures in its entirety. You don't
Mm.
have to talk about reflections on the crisis of comparative literature
Mm-hmm.
of the contemporary West from the beginning to the end. You may
Mm.
pick and choose from each
Yeah.
article whatever is relevant, maybe one
Yeah.
or two things only, but so be it.
Yeah, because I was about to ask you that, Doctor. Thank you, by the way.
Mm.
I was about to ask you because, sorry, I think it's in this book, Tensions in World Literature Between the Local and the Universal by Wegi Fang, I think. I think this is under Who Decides the United Nations of Great Books, right?
Yeah.
So I have like I do this for I think almost all the essays that I read.
Mm.
Like I compile thoughts and opinions that I think would strengthen my the perspective, like the literary agents and the markets.
Mm.
But also at the same time, oh, I'm so scared. um,
Sorry? Why?
sorry, because I don't want to disappoint you, but
Oh my God.
at first, I wanted to unpack what Sarah Brulé, I think in the essay Anglophone World Literature. Remember that I was intrigued by the line, having works of literature in the economy is a mark of privilege. So that actually sparked everything.
Mm.
Yeah. So and then I went into the essay itself, the article itself, and then how do I say this, Doctor? It's kind of like it doesn't lean in towards one way. How do I
Mm.
say this? Because it's like it's not like 50-50. What's the word? Um, like okay, of course, it is upsetting and unacceptable that um, here uneven distribution of the agency and ability to author and uneven access to reading materials and to the means of production are unacceptable. Um, but Sarah mentioned that it is a spur to creativity and change. I mean, so how do I put this to you? Like,
Are you ambivalent? Are you undecided? Are
Uh,
you
I think ambivalent would be the word, but uh, this statement by by Sarah Brule, I also see it in here, because in China, who she mentioned that they need to adopt Western knowledge to for the world to see. And then similarly, I think I found in here, by Wan Ning, she's a Chinese as well. Uh, the reason why Chinese literature is little known to the world is largely for lack of excellent translation. So, um, they kind of need to translate canonical modern Chinese literary works to major world languages like maybe French or English, to enable Chinese literature to participate more. So I don't know. I don't want to stray from that concept earlier, but I also found this. That's
so coming back to your thesis, so
uh-huh.
this is the task at hand. You may read extensively, you
Mm,
may have a lot of things that you find interesting,
mm,
but you need to decide
mm,
which bits help prove your hypothesis. And the bits that help prove your hypothesis, you include the bits
mm.
that are not able to do that. You KIV that for another task. Okay,
Oh, okay,
so when you
okay,
look through this,
okay.
so maybe think about it like a debate. So
Mm,
you have a position that you are holding, which
mhm,
is for the state of comparative literature in the 21st century, to be truly to capture the world as a whole and
mhm,
its changes. Every agent in the discussion of comparative literature, in the teaching and researching and writing and publishing of comparative literature need to be responsible, quote unquote, responsible. Okay.
okay.
So how does one so then you break it down, that hypothesis, into research questions. You may have, say, three research questions.
Mm,
The first may be, what does responsible agent imply? Okay, what does it mean? What does it indicate? Okay, and what is the definition of responsible agents, or whose definition are you using? That's the first. That's the what.
mm,
And the second is, you can choose between a how and a why. The second may be, why is it important to have responsible agents going forth into the quote unquote what you're putting there, going forth into the third decade of the 21st century? Why is it important for us to have responsible agents, in the field of comparative literature? So, number one is the what,
mhm,
or even who, what is the responsible agents, or who are the responsible agents.
mm,
Number two is, why is it important to have these responsible agents in the field of comparative literature? And number three, how would the responsible agents exercise their sense of responsibility? Okay,
mm,
so I'm just suggesting three possible research questions. Those would be research questions that interest me.
mm,
Now, you might have research questions that interest you based on your thesis.
mm.
So you see, that's exactly the structure of any kind of research. You
Yeah.
begin by reading extensively,
Mm,
right? And then upon reading extensively, you know the background of the topic.
yes.
Based on the background of the topic, you come up with a statement of problem.
Mm.
The statement of problem is your thesis statement.
Is it
Yes.
okay?
When you come up with a statement of problem in your thesis, That's your thesis statement.
Okay.
Okay. Except the statement of problem is slightly more expanded into maybe a couple of paragraphs rather than just one statement. So
Okay.
then after the statement of problem, you come up with research questions.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm asking you to do,
Okay.
right? So those same skill sets, if you hone in on those same skill sets and keep improving on your ability to develop the statement of problem, no, background of studies, statement of problem, research questions, those are the same skill sets you will be doing for every assignment that you're going to do. For the video essay, for the seminar, for the final project, for your final thesis, for every assignment. You
Okay.
need to read around the area, you need to come up with a statement of problem, you need to come up with some research questions. It is all based on your interest,
Okay.
not based on my interest,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
So your interest becomes the guide for you in terms of how do I pursue this? And if you drew a circle, a big circle around all of them, all these things that you're doing, which is the background of study, the research question, the statement of problem, the research questions, if you drew a big circle around them, that is you finding your voice. That's you finding your voice as a scholar in this field,
Okay.
right? So that comes full circle for you because becoming responsible agents is basically that, knowing your voice, knowing what you want to say, knowing how you want to contribute. How do you want to contribute to this ongoing discussion? You don't want to keep saying, oh, the West dictates everything, it's always the center and we are always the
Yeah.
periphery. Okay. So if that's how you feel, participate, get involved,
Yeah,
become
correct.
responsible agents. So it's very ironic that your thesis statement, it comes full circle. In the conclusion, you may then say, that's one of the things, that's one of the tasks of a responsible agents, to find their voice in this ongoing debate, to participate, to get into the dirt, if you like, and get your hands dirty. There's one scholar, I forget which one. This one of the articles, but then this was towards the end of I think the 1997 or 95 report of comparative literature from the American context. That's one of the things that was suggested, that as students and scholars of comparative literature, we need to get involved in the discussion and almost get our hands dirty, make a mess and figure things out and compare texts from different contexts and see whether it works, see what doesn't. And that's part of the journey of becoming a responsible agent. That's how I understand it, right? Now I've been teaching this for a couple of decades now. How do you understand this? So you are starting your journey now based on the readings you have done thus far and the opinions you have developed thus far. You get to present your take on the topic, right? You get to use your voice to air your thoughts. Now, the next assignment, you get to expand on that a little bit more. And the final project, you get to kind of like come full swing, be able to demonstrate this idea of the responsible agents by analyzing text across time and space, by doing comparative readings of text from different literary canons. The next two assignments, you get to do that.
Oh,
So
meaning I
that's
can
that.
put forward, bring forward the term responsible agents, the perspective.
Oh gosh, I hope you do. There's no point in doing a
Okay.
20% assignment and then leaving it at that.
Okay.
I hope you take this theoretical idea that you are developing here, take it and then make it part of your introductory section of your final project on the art of storytelling. So now you're looking at storytelling across time and space. How do storytellers become part of the community of responsible agents? Do storytellers have a responsibility to tell stories from across from their own cultural perspective? And how does that connect with comparative literature? We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but definitely, this is not going to end with this assignment. Whatever work you have done here, you will definitely get to, if you so choose, get to develop it a little bit more for your final project as well as for your second project, if you so choose. Yeah.
Okay. 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 I hope so. I hope so.
Any other questions?
Sorry?
Any other questions?
Okay, I think for now maybe I need to how do I say this? Because I need to compact it a little bit more because I think it's here and there a little
Right.
bit. Oh,
Right.
sorry. Yeah, like I don't know if I should I think it's important for me to insert this as well, like globalization, because it is in 2019. And then
No,
also
don't use that as the time as the indicator. Go
okay.
back to your research questions. Go
Okay,
back to the
okay.
research questions, right? So for the next step,
Mhm.
all you do is you look at your research questions, whatever you have decided as your research question. So maybe have two, maximum three, nothing more
Yeah.
than that,
Yeah.
because it's a short presentation. Okay.
Mm.
and
Ah.
and answer each of these research questions and ask yourself, where do I get the answer for research question one? Which articles can I use? Is there
Mm.
anything from article one? Is there anything from article two, three, four, five
Mm.
for research question one, two, three? That's it. And then put it all together. You may put it all together into a kind of a story. So that's
Mm.
your, as somebody coming from the creative background, telling stories in a presentation should be something that you get comfortable with. So the structure of your presentation can be a narrative in itself.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. So that allows you to look through your notes. This is exactly what I told Ruby as well. Look through all these notes. Don't be reading anything new at
Mm-hmm.
this stage. Look
Yeah.
through your notes and then ask yourself, which bits can I use to answer these questions? And the
Mm-hmm.
bits that I can't use, I will KIV it for maybe assignment 2, maybe assignment 3.
Okay, doctor.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Second question is,
Yeah.
how do I do the video essay?
Okay. The current way you've got right now, you're on Google Meet right now. You record it, and then you have the video recording. You upload it on YouTube. Just send me the link. That's as simple as that. Meaning you've got your
Oh.
PowerPoint or your slides or your notes or whatever you want to show.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're giving a lecture.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's a simple way that you could do.
Okay.
Meaning you go, you open Google Meet. You don't need to invite anybody. Just go and open Google Meet and you press record, and then you just record yourself doing this presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will then get a notification after you stop the recording. The recording will be rendered. It will be sent to your email account. You get the
Okay.
recording. You get that recording. You can either send me that link, but then the file is too big. So the best thing to do is download that video,
Okay.
upload it on your YouTube channel. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I have, but I haven't uploaded anything.
No worries. So you
Okay.
upload it on your YouTube channel. Okay, let me show you an example. Okay,
Okay.
can I share the screen for a second?
Oh, okay. So I stop sharing, yeah? Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Oh,
this one will be useful for everybody else.
okay.
So all you need is a Gmail account. Once you have a
Yep.
Gmail account, you can open a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this button here that says create.
Mm-hmm.
So you just click on that, and then you can either go live, you can even record it straight on YouTube, meaning you got your PowerPoints, everything. You can. I've never tried that. That would be a fun thing to try, experiment. So you then, so I will say select file.
And then
So this last couple of days, I've been doing a lot of recording with a lot of students' work. Say, for instance, I had one. There's one with Aimila a couple of days back, and with Alice yesterday with Ruby, and we had one here. So let's just this one. I'm gonna take the recording that I got from Ruby's session. So for this, you just, you can change your title, write whatever you want. You may even put a thumbnail. So I use Canva.
yeah.
Just to kind of make it look nice and neat.
Yeah.
I've got my poster there. So you upload that, then you go next. But when it comes to the visibility, I usually go with unlisted. That means not everybody can see this, only those who have the link. But with video essay, I would actually go public so that other people can learn from your video essay, because it's content. You're developing content. It might be useful for others. Just don't keep it private, because if it's private, it's not going to be accessible. Unlisted would be accessible because you share the link with me, right? So you click either public or unlisted, and then save, and then YouTube will do the rest. You will get the rendering. So these are all the videos that I have made. They're all you do is just get the shareable link. Just click on the shareable link and then go on UKM Folio, post it on UKM Folio.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a very straightforward, easy way to do it. Okay, another way would be to record it using your handphone. But then there are also a lot of softwares available on creating video essays. You just need to Google video essays or how to do a video essay. There are many ways. I'm not expecting you all to kind of flex your technology muscles, and I don't like muscles too much. But a simple way, as I've shown just now, would suffice.
Okay.
All right.
So we can have like one time we show our faces, and then another time we just show.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can have
Shy.
visuals. You can have visuals. You can have words. You can have quotations. So it's like doing a seminar, except you are recording it. So because it's a video essay, you want to try to make it as engaging, because imagine you're watching a video essay. Did you? I can't remember. Were you a Harry Potter buff, or are you a Harry Potter buff?
I watch Harry Potter.
Okay, all right.
Okay, but
sorry. Let's not go there. But if you okay, do you like a particular movie? Is there a particular story or TV program that you like?
I think so. Yeah. Oh my god, I haven't watched anything for so long. But yeah, I have.
Like
I do.
I've got a couple of YouTubers that I follow. Movie Flame is one, and basically he does a lot of video essays. Okay, if you are into Avatar, the last Airbender.
Good strategy for weight loss.
Why did I get excited? Okay.
So this is an example of a video essay.
Okay.
So I'm not sure whether you can hear. Can you hear the audio?
Yep.
Can you?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Listen to the first statement that he makes, because this is him introducing his thesis statement.
Okay.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the best shows ever made and has been critically acclaimed. The series ran for 3 seasons, or books, and tied up almost every loose end. One loose end that didn't get tied up was what happened to Zuko and Azula's mother.
One loose end that never got tied up was what happened to Zuko and Azula's mother. And the rest of the presentation, so the first 19 seconds, right? The first 19 seconds, he goes straight into what this is about, what this series is about, Avatar and the Last Airbender, and what's the thesis statement of this video essay. And the rest of the 17 minutes and 30 plus seconds, he elaborates on that thesis statement.
Okay.
So this is a form of a video essay without the words. It's visual. So he's using captions and clips from the series, from the TV series. Okay. And then you've got other kinds of video essays.
Oh, doctor, may I share something? As in,
Yes.
I was so ambitious.
Uh-huh.
on last Thursday, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it like the School of Life. I don't even have because I subscribe to that channel, and I think I always like go search of those kind of videos because it's short and
Exercise is
Yeah.
The School
good
of Life.
strategy for
Yeah.
weight loss or for health or whatever.
School of
It's
Life.
absolutely on.
so it has like very introduction.
Everyone nowadays believes in education.
You can use animations, you can use Powtoon, you can use,
how to-
you know, okay,
I don't know if I managed to do it. I can try.
software, okay, video making software. There are lots of video making software. So any of these, but I'm not expecting you all to become programmers and all the rest of it. But if you have an iPad or a Mac, you may to use iMovie. You may use VideoPad. You may use any of these or other softwares that you are familiar with, but that's not what you are assessed on. You're assessed on the content. You're assessed on your critical thinking and your ideas and the way you communicate your ideas. So if this is what you aspire to produce, begin somewhere small, but gradually develop the skill sets so that you are able to
If there is one generalization we can hazard,
you are able to convey your critical ideas in this engaging fashion. And you think about it, like 4.7 thousand people, like 52,000 people watched it.
alternatives might be.
And it looks simple.
For example, we might not want to notice that
And the point is, the thesis is important.
if there is one generalization we can hazard of those who end up mentally unwell, we could say that they are masters at being very nasty to themselves, without noticing they are even being so.
So that's the thesis. One of the key aspects of people who masking themselves.
Those who end up mentally unwell, we could say that they are masters at being very nasty to themselves.
Yeah. So you end up looking at this and realizing, wow, people who are psychologically ill, they are
nasty.
They are really hard on themselves. They are really, really hard on themselves. That's that's the problem. That's the root of their mental ailments. That they are really hard on themselves. I never thought about it that way. I always thought about it as poor them. They're such victims. But by when you say they are hard on themselves. They're not victims. They become the predators for themselves. They become their own slave master, if you like, because they
Yeah.
enslave themselves. So that's the power of a video essay. Imagine writing this out. Somehow it doesn't get the same impact.
Mm.
So the video essay can actually take you further. So even if you have not gotten that level of animation talents,
Yeah.
some of the video essay app available can actually be used for that. So this assignment challenges you to demonstrate your ability to be creative, to be critical, to engage your audience. And maybe this is the actual window of opportunity you needed to push yourself and say, let's try this. I've always wanted to do this. I never found the reason or the need for it. So this assignment, let's try this.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay, I'll try. Oh
Yes,
yeah,
brilliant.
doctor. Can I know the deadline? Is it Friday morning?
This weekend, Sunday, because, if you all need an extra time, I would say Sunday evening, so
Okay.
that by Monday morning I will have the videos and I can start evaluating it.
Okay, so Sunday morning.
Sunday
Okay.
evening.
Oh, Sunday evening. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, doctor. Thank you so much for extending the time.
No problem. Just try to get it done,
Mm.
so that you don't waste your weekend. Because at the end of the day, you still need your weekends. Don't rob yourself of your break time. I think that's important.
Okay. I feel that in mind.
All
Thank
right.
you, doctor. Everything.